Okay, guys, there's a lot of energy over here, and I just want to feed, the energy. Anyway, you guys got this brochure, everybody? Okay, pretty much, I'm just going to brief you about this organization called Amsha Africa Foundation. It's an organization that is actually registered here in Texas, but we do a lot of our work in Africa, mostly in Kenya and Nairobi. I don't know if any of you guys have been to Africa or anybody heard about Nairobi, one of the largest cities in Africa. So what we do over there, you know what, I had a PowerPoint presentation and I was gonna whatever, but I'm just gonna speed it up because I thought I'd have time to print it out for you guys. So what we do is, we have several programs that we do. We have a water, sanitation and environmental program. We have a microfinance and self-help program. We have a sponsored orphan education, youth outreach and community development program. So we have these arms of different programs that we try to, outreach to the community and help them. So a lot of people that go to third world countries, you see how much poverty is over there and how much, there's a lot of environmental degradation, there's a lot of poor people who are trying to make a living out of, the small resources that they have. So there's a lot of, burning of, cutting down the trees and burning down, coal and just so much trash. So what we do is try to educate these guys, the communities. We go to the communities and try to educate them, hey, you know what, this is how you need to provide a sustainable environment. This is the steps that you need to take so that you can have, a future generation that will come and, enjoy the beauty of the environment in that place. And I'm trying to focus so much, my presentation towards you guys. I know you guys are environmental, campaign issue guys, and we do have that environmental aspect in my organization. And if you've ever been to Nairobi or any, South America or Asia, third world country, one thing that will really stick to you is the trash. There's so much trash over there. There's, just plastic paper bags, just so much waste all over. And one thing that we did recently was try to mobilize these slums. You go to a slum, you will not believe how much, crap there is over there. So we just try to mobilize these, slum dwellers, to come together and go through each garbage collection place, pick up all the trash, the bottles, the waste that's over there. Because a lot of times, all that waste goes into the drainage system, clogs up everything. When the rains come, you have all these floods, and a lot of stagnant water, mosquitoes, malaria, and you know how that goes, So that's a really big aspect of what we're trying to accomplish right now. And one thing that, I sent Pat some other email with a video that, I was thinking about sharing, about the garbage issue that we're facing over there. And also another thing that I wanted to point out is, with this day and age, everybody has a cell phone, you have all these computer gadgets, and a lot of that, ends up in the dumps, because everybody tries to reuse new gadgets, and you want to get the latest and the greatest cell phone and computer, and what happens to your old cell phone? Somebody has to trash it and somebody has to recycle it. So one thing that we're trying to work with, the government of Kenya and some United Nations environmental program that's based in Kenya, we're trying to have a way of people disposing all that stuff, to a central location, and then that stuff is recycled in an ecological way, just to help the environment. So there's a lot of programs that we're trying to put up in Kenya and then move over to other countries. Right now we started some other program in Zimbabwe and Uganda. So we're just expanding slowly but surely. But one thing that we always want to do is make sure that our programs are really sustainable, because we just don't want to go into a community, they have them clean up, and then the next day, the same issue recurs over and over. And the cleanup issue in third world countries is such a big problem. The population is growing so much. There's no proper housing. There's no proper sanitation and no proper way of disposing all that stuff. And that's just stuff that we're trying to teach all these, communities. Hey, this is the way you're supposed to trash all your stuff. The plastic paper bags that you guys have, and that stuff just gets everywhere. And then there's another lady that she runs another nonprofit organization that they just finished a project in South America. And I'm not sure if you guys have watched
The Chiapas Project?
yeah, it's one of that, and she's done that. So what they did was they organized a community and told them, hey, you know what, you guys, if you can go and pick up all the plastic bottles and all the the plastic waste, and put them into the bottles, and they built a school. Bottom line, they built a school using that. What they did was have these plastic bottles which were just all over, all this waste, stuff them into the plastic bottles, and made kind of like a wall for the building that they built. I wish I could share that with you on a graphic, but it was really great because that really helped the community. Encourage the community to go out there and collect all this stuff and build a school out of that. So there's a lot that we're trying to do in the environmental aspect. And one thing, I'm not sure if you guys have read the news. In Kenya or in Africa as a whole, there's a lot of drought that comes out, because, of course, there's a lot of people blaming the global warming and, environmental change. But one thing that a lot of people who've lived in Africa for a long time are now realizing, there's just this period of drought that's coming in. But then again, there's this seasonal feature that, there's drought and then there's a lot of rain. So what we always train the local communities is, when there's rain, if there's a possible way of you guys harvesting that rain, so that in terms when the drought comes in, you guys have like a storage place where you can, where you can pick up this rain that you've collected, and also ways of, purifying that water. So, I mean, my organization just really tries to touch in ways that we can really help the poor people. And me having grown over there, I've been in Dallas for, since mid-90s, but I always make a point of going back to Kenya, to run a lot of projects over there. But one thing, when you live in the in the first world country or in the Western world, and go to the developed countries, one thing you'll just see there's really a big disconnect, with how we do our things and how they do their things. There's a lot of things that we can educate those guys, how to recycle, how to live a better life. There's so much that education can do to enhance people's lives, and that's what we try to do. Just run programs that are really, really sustainable. That I know that I can go to a slum or a village in Africa and teach these kids, just your age or younger, and tell them, hey, this is the repercussions of what we're trying to teach you guys, and you can see them, communicating to the other peers, and in the long run, just build a sustainable community. I mean, so there's a whole bunch of programs that we do that time is not permitting me to